Hey everybody, what's up? It's Tealbby Sims here, and I'm coming to you with another chapter review of Crimes of Passion. Chapter 7 was just released yesterday, and it was really good. I enjoyed it, and it was also a bit longer than usual, which I also enjoyed. So with that being said, let's get into the chapter review. So as you know, in chapter 6, Uncle Tommy's bar was burglarized, and so chapter 7 starts out with Tristan and the main character showing up to Uncle Tommy's bar, and they're just trying to figure out what happened, see if whoever burglarized the place left any clues, see what was taken, whatnot. From the beginning, you could kind of tell that it was an inside job. I mean, the main character, her dad's gun and badge was missing. That's clue number 1. The window was smashed from the inside because all the glass was on the outside. So that's clue number 2. And then Uncle Tommy actually told the main character that this kid who works in the bar, Maddie, he was supposed to show up that day to help him with the delivery, but he didn't show up. And then Maddie's mom actually shows up at the bar because she's worried about her son. And she's like, he didn't come home last night. Now you're telling me he didn't show up for work today. He's a good kid. What do you think happened to him? Where is he? And so, basically, all of those clues just kind of point to Maddie being the common denominator with all of this. He was the only one working there. He's the only other employee at the bar. So it's kind of like, this is definitely, everything is pointing towards him. So Maddie's mom lets them know that basically she took out a loan from this loan shark called the Butcher. And apparently Uncle Tommy and the main character's dad have some sort of history with him. Back in the day, I'm assuming they tried to lock him up for whatever. And so that kind of gives everybody a clear picture of what's going on, because Maddie's mom actually reveals that Maddie has been working for the Butcher to help pay down her debt. Even though she told him not to, he's still been making quote unquote deliveries and whatnot for the Butcher. So that kind of lets them know where they need to look next for Maddie. So they show up at the Butcher's storefront, and they're talking with the Butcher. And this guy, he is just awful. He goes out of his way to kick a dog, and he's just horrible. I can't stand him. I wanted to punch him when he kicked that dog. But anyway, so they're talking to him, Tristan, the main character, and then so they ask him, where's Maddie? Have you seen him? He's like, no, I haven't seen him. I don't know where he is. So they ask him if they can go inside of his butcher shop to, kind of look around. And in the beginning, he's like, no, you can't. But eventually they do talk him into letting them have a look around. And so once they do that, they get inside. Nico somehow tricks them into going inside of this freezer. And so he locks them in there, and now they're stuck. And so I love the freezer scene. It was so cute and adorable. Tristan and the main character, they have a heart-to-heart, and they're talking about her dad and just all these different kinds of things, and they're cuddled up together, and you could tell that the main character is seriously trying to resist Tristan, but it's not working. Tristan is definitely growing on the main character. So I just thought it was really sweet. And I just love the way that this book is written. The slow burn is really great. I'm glad that they're not rushing into anything. So once they have their heart to heart, they're actually this is the second time that the main character and Tristan have almost kissed. So I don't know what to expect in the next chapter, but like I said, I love the slow burn. I love it. So anyway, one thing I will say is that I do hope that they aren't keeping all of the romantic parts for the last 2 chapters, because sometimes Pixelberry Studios will do that. I want to see Tristan and the main character be cute, okay? I want to see them be together. So I don't want them to save all the cute scenes, the romantic scenes for the last 2 chapters. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So we also get to learn more about the main character's background in this chapter. We learn more about what happened to her dad and how he was murdered. And he basically died right in front of her when she was 13. So that was really sad to learn about from her history. But it was still nice to, learn more about her character and her background and just kind of why she is the way she is. And so I'm hoping that we'll see more of that from Tristan's side as well within the next couple of chapters. But yeah. The dog that I was telling you about from earlier that Nico kicked actually came and found Tristan and the main character in the freezer. And then Maddie was actually with the dog. So, now they're reunited with Maddie, and they're like, what happened? He basically confessed to burglarizing her uncle's bar. And he reveals to the main character what Nico wanted him to steal, which was like these tax documents, and also like where Nico was headed with the tax documents and who he was going to meet when he got there. Apparently stealing the tax documents was, or not the tax documents, I'm sorry. Apparently stealing the main character's dad's gun and badge was just like a F you to Tommy. What they really wanted was the tax documents. So now that they have the location, they're about to head out, but the dog wants to come with them, the dog that rescued them. And so they end up adopting the dog, who I named Nova because I just think it's a pretty name for a pretty pup. So anyway, they adopt the dog, and now they're on their way to the docks to just basically see what Nico is going to do with these people that he's meeting up with. So they decide to call Luke to see if he has like any information on these people that Nico's meeting with, and apparently they're part of the Russian mob, which is scary. And so they're basically going into like this pretty dangerous situation. So when they get there, they tell Maddie to basically stay in the car with Nova so that he can just kind of be out of the way of any danger. But while Tristan and the main character are gathering the evidence, like taking pictures of the handoff between Nico and these Russian mobsters, one of the mobsters actually finds finds Maddie and Nova in the car. And so he's like basically grabbing them and, you know, bringing them into the warehouse or whatever it is that they're at. And so now that Maddie's in danger, the main character warns Luke to call the police because one of the mobsters like brought out a gun, and it's this whole thing. And so now the main character comes out of hiding, and she's like trying to talk them down, trying to tell them to put the gun away, and they're not going to do it, obviously. And so there's this scuffle between everybody. And during the midst of the scuffle, the main character tries to get her uncle's like tax documents back. And so I don't know if this happened in anyone else's gameplay, but from what I read, one of the mobsters named Pavel was the one with the tax documents in his hand. But when I chose him, I got docked detective points because apparently I quote unquote chose the wrong one, but I didn't. So I don't know. I think that that's like a glitch with PB or whatever, because I definitely chose the right mobster based off of what PB was saying. They said that Pavel had it in his hands, so how would it have been the other mobster? I'm not sure, but either way, whatever. So in the end, nobody is like gravely injured or anything, and you know, they disarm the mobsters, and they, you know, disarm Nico and everything. And then the cops show up and they arrest the mobsters and Nico. But before Nico gets into the cop car, he's like threatening the main character, like, yeah, this is gonna come back and bite you in the ass. And yeah, the same thing that happened to your old man is gonna happen to you. And I guess there's like this group called the Gorlotis or something like that, and he was basically saying, like, basically taunting her about her father's death, and basically saying, yeah, somebody named Big V has been laughing for years about killing him, and all this other kind of stuff. And so, you know, Tristan is like standing up for her, and then he's like, enough of this shit, basically. And it looks like he's gonna punch him in the face, but like I thought it was funny. He flicked him in the nose. And then like Tristan says something to him, but he whispers it. Because like they're in front of a bunch of cops. It's not like he can just punch him, even if he is like, you know, doing illegal whatevers, because they already have him basically like in custody. He's already under arrest. But anyway, so yeah, Tristan says something to him, but it's so low you can't hear it. And then basically by the time he's done saying whatever he says, Nico's like, take me to jail. So I don't know what it was, but I thought that scene was pretty funny. So yeah, so you know, once the day is saved and all this other kind of stuff, they decide, let's head back to the bar and celebrate. So they all celebrate. Ruby makes an appearance, which is just yay, because I love Ruby. She's one of my favorites. And Tristan and the main character do share another moment, which is sweet. They actually share several moments, which is just so adorable. Like, I love seeing their chemistry in action. I just love seeing them just grow together as like partners, and then also in a romantic way. I just love it. It's beautiful. Anyway, they celebrate getting the, you know, the gun and badge back, and, you know, catching who was behind the whole burglary and everything. And then the main character actually does bring up what Nico said to her. She brings it up to Uncle Tommy and Mafalda as well. But, you know, they're like pretty concerned about what was said, but I guess like that's kind of taking a backseat to the case that they're working on right now to find Sonia's murderer. So yeah, anyway, that's pretty much all that happened in this chapter. I thought it was really good. This was a filler chapter, but not really though. Like, we got some really good information in this chapter, and it definitely set the scene for the next chapter. So I can't wait to read chapter 8 next week. Let me know what you guys thought of this chapter in the comments. Did you like it? And do you enjoy the slow burn for the romance between Tristan and the main character? Thanks so much for watching.